Okay, I'm driving DC again, people. Heading over to Georgetown to check out the Exorcist house. Just came from Supreme Court in the United States.
Well, isn't that just
hopefully
special?
this will be a good little trip over to Georgetown, as long as it doesn't start pouring or anything, raining. Okay, take it easy. See you then. I'm now at one of the filming locations for the blockbuster movie, The Exorcist. I'm now at the site in Georgetown, near Washington, D.C. neighborhood. The house where The Exorcist was filmed. Now this movie was very controversial at the time. I read that they had paramedics outside of movie theaters waiting for people who vomited and or fainted.
Well, isn't that just special?
Now, many people hated the movie, but many people loved it too. But supposedly I read that the Catholic Church loved it, because obviously the Catholics in the movie were fighting evil.
Satan?
But, like I was saying, people were vomiting in the theaters, and there were paramedics waiting outside for people that fainted. This is one hell of a blockbuster movie. You can't ask for better publicity than that. Again, here's the house through the trees. That was one of the filming locations of The Exorcist. Now,
Satan?
the neighborhood now is mostly college kids that go to Georgetown University, which is where we're going to go next. Check out the chapel, where something really vile and disgusting happened in the chapel. This is the Tombs Restaurant and Bar, which is in Georgetown, also in Georgetown, near DC, where a few of the shots were filmed inside of this bar and restaurant. This is directly across the street from the house that was in The Exorcist. Which is right over here. Now this was a blockbuster movie, and one of the first gore movies ever made.
Well, isn't that just special?
And it was very controversial. So I have eaten here before about 25-30 years ago, so let's go check the menu. Maybe we can go in and see what's going on. You got any happy hour or anything like that? Oh, it's downstairs.
Satan?
So anyway, the steps were supposed to be behind the house in the alley. But that's not the case. They're actually to the left of the house. And they go down to where we just were. So over here the alley is blocked off. But they made it look like they came right out of that. He threw that priest, that devil threw that priest right out of that window down to that
Satan.
the bottom of that staircase. This couldn't have happened because it's right here. And all of the other shots of her flipping around on the bed and all that, those were shot in New York City in a sound stage. And they had to use a refrigerated room. And here's the house again through these trees over this fence. The reason why I'm here is because we follow this sidewalk. Come right down to the famous staircase.
Satan.
Where the first guy that died was the director of the movie.
Satan.
That was being filmed at Georgetown University. It was supposed to be some kind of protest film. Now, when you get to the bottom of these steps, this is some pretty steep steps. They found the first guy with his head completely turned around.
Satan.
Dead on the ground down there, which was a sign of heads being turned around, which is what happened to Linda Blair. And the character that she played.
Satan.
Right there. Now at the bottom of the staircase.
Well, isn't that just special?
Across to Virginia over that way, and I believe Alexandria is that way too. Some pretty cool architecture right here in old Georgetown. Let's go back and explore that staircase once again now that all the people are gone out of the way.
Satan.
So right here is where they found the guy dead with his head twisted around his body as he lay on the.
Well, isn't that just special?
Pretty cool old stone wall here. Very interesting old historic structure. This abandoned, some kind of abandoned little building here.
Well, isn't that just special?
This is it, the site. Now, the window up there is where later in the movie the priest got pushed out.
Satan.
He landed in the same spot right here as the director did. And again, his head was twisted around by the devil.
Satan.
Now let's see if we can make it up this steep staircase. Be some good cardio for me. Burn some calories. Now, The Exorcist came out in 1973 when I was 10 years old. It was a groundbreaking horror, kind of gore movie. It was very controversial. And over here, right next door, I see some transformers. Pretty cool looking. Pretty neat rooftop up there. The transformer house. Pretty badass. Right next door to the Exorcist house. Such a beautiful place to go to college and be collegiate. Wow, this is something else. You got kids, you better send them here if you can afford it. What the hell does that mean? 1/4 past the hour?
Satan.
Wow, pretty impressive. You better have some money to send your kids here though. But it's well worth it. Because they're gonna come out a lawyer or something like that. Looks like some people are graduating today. How nice it must be to move on to your professional life. What a beautiful place. That's some pretty gothic looking shit right there. Wow. So right here is the famous chapel that was in the movie, where some pretty scary stuff happened inside of the chapel to the young priest who discovered some pretty heinous stuff that happened to the statue of the Virgin Mary. Now, I'm not going to describe it because it's pretty gross, but if you check out the film, the movie,
Satan.
you'll see it. It's pretty crazy. Some pretty crazy stuff for 1973. So that's why it was pretty groundbreaking. Some more shots of the chapel and of the university, Georgetown University in Georgetown near Washington, D.C. All kinds of activities going on here. It's springtime, people graduating. Looks like they got a lacrosse game going on down here. We're gonna go down there.
Satan.
That's one more filming location that I'd like to show you through this tunnel. So this is the soccer field where the younger priest, his name escapes me right now,
Satan.
jogging around the track, and then he met up with the detective in the movie who was snooping around asking questions about all this stuff going on.
Satan.
You know, just being possessed by the devil stuff. Anyway, it looks like it's drastically changed. Doesn't look like it did back in 1973. But that's it. That's pretty much it. All kinds of, right now there's a lacrosse game going on. All kinds of private parties are going on for graduation coming up this month of May. And like I said, if you got the money, you got to send your kid here. Beautiful campus. Lots of stuff going on. There's a nice statue of John Carroll, which looks to be the founder of this great institution. I'm guessing this is the same Carroll that signed the Declaration of Independence, and a county called Carroll County, Maryland, is named after him. A very prominent figure in U.S. history. Time to say goodbye to Georgetown University. Don't say goodbye to the Exorcist house. Farewell. There's always planes flying over, so that'll be a rough place to live here, I think. This is the same neighborhood. We're just right down the street.
Satan? Wasn't that this special?